Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Camouflage the World. I'm Mike B, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Hungarian M1949/82 pattern camouflage. So this was sold to me as a Hungarian paratrooper jacket. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what it was sold to me as. It's kind of a really cool jacket. We'll talk about the design of the garment itself in a little bit, but first we're going to talk a little bit about the pattern. So, as you can see, it's got three colors in here, and it's patterned after the Hungarian M49, if you're familiar with that, which came in a kind of shelter half, and some border guard troops were seen wearing uniforms made out of that camouflage, but it was never really adopted as their official uniform for wear. So in 1982, they decided to slightly adapt the M49 model and make uniforms out of it. So this, I don't know the provenance of the paratrooper thing, but if this was their main uniform, that's cool. It's actually kind of hard to get in the United States. You can see that button right there, the nice Hungarian coat of arms. So does the epaulet buttons. Kind of getting sidetracked here. So yeah, this was worn between 1982 and 2000. So they stopped wearing it after then, and they went with the M94, which is another pattern. Hopefully I'll get someday and make a video on. But yeah, so it consists of three colors, as you can see right here. You've got a kind of reddish brown right there, that darker color. I'll try to get it really close up so you can see. It's really not picking that up. Let me see if I can get somewhere else in here. There we go. It's a little bit better on the screen. The lighting's kind of weird in here. So you can see it's like a reddish brown kind of, just a hint. I mean, it's more brown than red, but it's got kind of a tint to it. And then there's the olive green right here, splotches. And then you've got it on a kind of pinkish tan background. That's actually the base of the pattern right there, is that pinkish tan, just like on the M49. This one looks a little bit more green than the M49, but nevertheless, they're pretty similar. Now, of course, you've seen the dots and the blurred edges and kind of soft edges, similar to that in like British DPM or something like that. That actually is a very effective kind of thing to do in a camouflage pattern. If you look at Multicam and Scorpion, you'll see that they actually incorporate that. What it does is it just breaks up the shapes, the outlines of the shapes, because if you look out in nature, there's very few actual, like when you look out into the woods or at something, there's very few defined lines like this. It just kind of, to the eye, it appears to be kind of flowing together like that, or blurred together. Whether it's actually blurred together or not, that's the way the human eye picks it up, so that's why it's a very effective technique to use in a camouflage pattern. So yeah, that's just kind of a cool little thing. And it's commonly called tricolor or swirl, as you can see from right here, because it's got kind of a swirl in it. That is a swirl. And let's see if we can find another spot, but that's actually like the best spot. So it's kind of cool. And it's considered the Hungarian national pattern, I guess, because it's pretty iconic for that country, and it was really unique to Hungary, even though it's not been worn since about 2000. So this is what they consider their kind of pride and joy. Like the US would be, you know, Woodland M81 would kind of be our thing. This would be the Hungarian camouflage that they're known for and they like. So it's definitely not used anymore that I've ever seen. Maybe some special forces units that are allowed to wear whatever they want have these, but I also don't know how effective it would be up here. It's really brown. The green is an olive green, but it's kind of a cross between olive green and olive drab. It's a really muted color. It's not really bright, which you need kind of up here in the woods in the summer. I think this would work really well in the fall up here and the springtime like it is right now, but I don't have the pants. So I'm going to actually be hanging on to this particular garment because it's in my size. It actually fits quite well. We'll talk a little bit about the actual pattern of this thing. I couldn't find any tags on it besides the size tag up there. So that was pretty interesting to me. But yeah, it's got like this bomber style elastic waistband. You've got the little hook right here. Oh, I suppose you can't see that. Little hook right there that's secured on the bottom. It's got, let's see, 5 buttons or whatever. These are just regular buttons, and it goes up. They're covered just like most 20th century camouflage patterns, late 20th century ones were. So it gets snagged on stuff, all except for the top button up here, which has got the, like I showed you earlier, the Hungarian coat of arms. I actually like buttons like that. I wish the US would do more cool stuff like that, but we don't do that. We like our Velcro and zippers. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, you can see, anyway, it's got these 2 nice size zipper pockets for the breast pockets, and there are 2 hip pockets. They're not super large, but they're pretty strong. Now this whole thing feels like it's made out of like a cotton duck material. It's really heavy duty, but it still feels like it would be great in a tempered environment. I'll get it close again. You can see the weave. It feels, yeah, just like cotton duck. I mean, it's heavy, but it's not like wearing a poncho, you know, it's not like wearing a shelter half. So all in all, pretty comfortable. You got the little buttons here to secure the wrists, I guess. It's a little bit loose on me, but I don't know if they design it like that. I probably just have to roll them up and look like a clown like I usually do. Yeah, anyway, so that's really all I've got on this particular pattern. If you guys got any questions, feel free to ask. I'm not an expert on everything. I'm kind of a jack of all trades, master of none, but I will try to point you in the direction or answer your question. It's pretty self-explanatory. This is a really cool thing. They're kind of a little bit more difficult to find this pattern in the United States, like I said. I just need a pair of pants now and hopefully a helmet or a hat, or a helmet cover or a hat, and that would be really cool. So I'll keep trying to track that down so I can do a camouflage test video, but I just figured I'd add this to the series of Camouflage of the World. It's a really sweet pattern. I really like this a lot. I was pretty glad to actually be able to track something down in my size after years of looking for this. Because I've only seen the M49 in the shelter hats, which I used to sell, and those have been gone for a few years now. Hopefully we can get those again. Those are really heavy duty. And I've never seen the 4982 pattern before, especially in real life. So I'm pretty happy to have this in the collection. I will be keeping this one. And this was funded by my Patreon supporters. So before we wrap the video up, consider becoming a Patreon supporter and supporting the channel. This is why I have Patreon supporters. I can't afford to really fund the channel completely out of pocket anymore because it starts adding up really fast for firearms, ammunition, camouflage, helmets, all this stuff to teach you guys about and show you and make videos on. So Patreon really helps with that. I really appreciate my current patrons. You guys rock. Let me know what you think about this video. And yeah, consider doing that. It's $1 a month, gets you in. $5 a month or more gets you access to my Discord server where a bunch of other people are on, and it's a pretty cool time. I have fun on there, and it's pretty interactive, and I enjoy the hell out of it. So anyway, consider becoming a supporter. If not, I totally understand, and I really just do appreciate you watching. So again, if you got any questions, fire them my way. I'll try to answer them. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode of Camouflage of the World.